Well, obviously there's a couple issues with the RZR. Sometimes it picks and chooses when it wants to start, which is frustrating when you're out on the trail or even just trying to move it around. Obviously that's frustrating as hell. Also, the suspension needs to be adjusted. Whenever I sent these coilovers off to be rebuilt, they ended up, I guess, adjusting the collars not to the right height. So after installing them and driving it around, the suspension settled out, and over time, while riding, it would end up like this, the front end would be super low to the ground, suspension would be up. It's like there wasn't enough force down on the springs, so we're gonna go ahead and adjust that while we're in there. Let's do it. Okay, so first thing you want to do is measure from the top collar to some stable point on the shock. We're going to do it from the top to the... We're going to go ahead and move this about a 1/2 inch. We're going to slowly progress down on it. And then we have to go take it out for a ride, settle the suspension, and do it over and over again. It's the same way for each one. We're going to lift up the suspension on the front to kind of unload it a little bit more, and then we'll go ahead and adjust it. This is going to be a long-winded project right here, just adjusting these damn shocks. I would jack it up, but I lent my jack out to somebody, and when I got it back, a bolt was missing and another bolt was stripped out on it. So I can't even put it back together to make it work right now. I have to drill and tap out the holes on it. So that's going to be good fun.
Flashback.
These jacks from Harbor Freight are awesome. I lent mine out, but I finally got it back. Oh, Jesus. It has to weigh like 100 pounds. It's good for the back. Oh, the handle. This is the hand. Well, the screw is apparently missing. That's not how I lent it out. And Jesus Christ, man. Well, that's no good. Oh, and also the threads are stripped out on this. Wow, that's great. I don't know if you guys could see that, but that screw right there, you can see how the threads are rounded off on it. So that's beneficial to absolutely nobody. And so I need to retap these threads and reattach this. There's no way a bolt fell out of here while driving around with it. What the hell, man? Well, that's what I get.
End of flashback.
That is 7 3/4 right now to the top of this one. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take the measurements from this and duplicate it on the other side. Now you see how he turns the wheel, Bobby? I think what we need to do is take a look at the lighting out in the garage. It's pretty bad, and thus far all I've been using is a couple extra lamps that I had lying around that really helped out, but what we need is something hanging from the ceiling, like some 4-foot LED or fluorescent bulbs or something like that. I think I found a cost-effective option that pretty much anybody would have available to them, and I think you guys are gonna like it. These right here, 4-foot dual LED bulbs, 3200 lumen. Look at that. Only consumes 30 watts. And look at this. They're dirt cheap. $16.87 a piece. Like, it's a killer buy and dirt cheap. I mean, unless you want to buy some online. Look, they also have a 5000 lumen one, but that's $21.84. I'm just buying these cheap ones. Need some more light in the shop.
1 hour later.
Okay guys, I only ended up buying 2 rather than 3 or 4 of those light fixtures. Now, I could have easily put one back here and one over here, but I decided against it. And obviously I can't fit one above that backbone for the garage door opener. It just simply won't fit. Now, over here and over here, when the garage door went up, it would have actually worked out rather well, but I decided against it for the time being. We do have a decent amount more light than we had in the beginning. So they work out really well. I'm really happy with these, and for $16 and something a piece, you can't beat them. Now, the way I'm powering them was I went ahead and bought one of those little adapters for, it turns a screw-in connection with 2 little 2 outlets on it, and then the light bulb screw-in connection below. Before, all there was that little light bulb in this whole garage, so it was so dark. Even you would just turn that thing on and you would still have to squint, especially in the wintertime when it was cold in here. You guys know how those bulbs react to the cold. They don't work with a crap. So I got that little connector, as well as one of those dirt cheap little extension cords, the little white ones that are raveled up. Usually they're, I don't know, 6 to 10 foot is how you buy them. And then I just strung it up, plugged it in, and it works. This one over here, I just used a little eye hook there and one in the surround for the attic access. And then over here, I just mounted it to that little piece of mounting strut for the garage door opener. And that should work for the time being. So the reason I'm not doing a permanent install or anything like this place is a rental. So I don't plan on living here that much longer, and I'll have to take it down whenever I move. So therefore, it will be easy to remove whenever I take it down. Okay guys, so what needs to be done is the RZR either has to be in neutral or it has to be in park in order for it to start. What it does is it basically is a pressure switch. It sees the pressure from your foot going onto the pedal and then makes a contact inside, which allows signal to go to the back brake lights, as you can see, like that. But this one, it seems like sometimes the pedal's a little finicky. We're gonna go ahead and clean the contacts on it and see if we can get this remedied. If not, I might go to a dealer and see how much effort it takes on the newer units. And if it's a substantial amount less, If it's a substantial amount less pressure, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to buy a new switch and install it.
Don't mind the blood on that axe. See something you like, you better speak up.